Hey guys, so I may or may not have had a little bit of a shopping impulse to buy a few books as well as being gifted a few. So what did I get? Hey guys, welcome to the Book Path. If you're new here, my name's Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thank you guys for sticking around. So just like the title explains, I got a few new books, and well, let's just get into it. So for the first book I got was actually a Mother's Day gift from my husband, and that was King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I haven't read an Anna Huang book yet. I know I have Twisted Love on my list for June because it is, I think, Literature Club's book pick for June. So I will be reading that. But this one, I kept seeing it a few times, mentioned it, and my hubby was kind enough to pick it up. This is kind of a billionaire romance. It has like enemies to lovers trope, I think. And then it also seems to have elements that, if you told me that it was kind of mafia-like, I'd believe it. So I don't know too much about it, but like I said, you have the billionaire elements, you have two families, possibly a forced marriage. So it'll be interesting to read. This is supposed to be book one in the Kings of Sin series. So thank you, hubby. So got that. So yay. Another book that I ended up picking up for myself was The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. This is also book one in the Five Crowns of Oakrith series. So even though I'm trying to finish a lot of series, I just can't help myself from picking up new series, apparently. This, I don't know if this is a fantasy romance or not. I think it does have fantasy romance elements to it. I just don't know how strong they are because this seems to be kind of like you have the Fae Court, and it's a small blurb, so I'll just go ahead and read this one to you. The other one's a little bit longer. But you have, for a dozen years, 19-year-old Remy has known she is possibly the last Red Witch alive, and she is determined to stay that way. But the Northern Court King, who has slaughtered her family and placed a bounty on Red Witch heads, is intent on destroying her kind once and for all. When four Fae warriors find her, Remy comes face to face with the determined and handsome Prince Hale of the Eastern Kingdom. He claims he wants to stop the war with the Northern Court, and in order to do that, he needs a Red Witch. Yet even as she is drawn to him, can she really trust this prince? It could mean saving herself and her people and restoring her kingdom, but does she even have a choice? So, very interested, sounded, cool, and I figured, you know what, I'll try it out. So I got those. And then I ended up going to one of our local discount stores, and lo and behold, they had a few books. A lot of them were actually YA, like thriller, suspense, horror, which is probably about the only horror I can take. When it's more on the adult side, it scares the utter crud out of me. So I tread lightly with that one. But the YA stuff, I can handle that one. So with that, I basically ended up getting, I'm going to cover the stickers because I haven't had time to take off the stickers yet, and they're like blindingly orange and I don't like them. But the first book that I ended up picking out is The Devil in the Corner by Patricia Elliott. And this one basically is, you have a girl who is growing up in, looks like it might be like a Victorian age, like a historical setting. And basically, it says, life has been hard for Maud. She has faced destitution and cruelty. Have her experiences embittered her, or is there a dark streak within her? Her fortunes seem to improve when she is taken in by her only relative, Juliana, and perhaps with the artist John, who is restoring a painting of the Day of Judgment in the local church, she will find love and salvation at last. But like the devil lurking in the corner of the painting, there are harsh forces in wait in the superstitious village of Rending. So will it be Maud herself who brings about her own downfall? Is she truly a murderer, or is she a real victim? So that kind of was like an interesting thing. Like, is there going to be, is she doing all these evil deeds, or is there something else and they're framing her? It just sounded kind of intriguing, and it was like $1.99. So I was like, yeah, I'll take a chance on that. So next I have Clarity by Kim Harrington, and the little caption says, "She can see your secrets." And this basically is Clarity, Claire Fern sees things no one else can see, things like stolen kisses and long buried secrets. All she has to do is touch a certain object and visions come to her. It's a gift and a curse. When a teenage girl is found murdered and Claire's brother becomes the prime suspect, Claire knows she must use her talent to prove his innocence. But sometimes the truth can be the hardest thing to see. Will Claire's sight help her when she needs it the most? So I was like, a little detective work, you know. I'm all for like kind of like the Nancy Drew type books and things where there's that kind of mystery, plus the fact that she has these abilities. So curious, it just seemed a little intriguing. Once again, it was $1.99, so I was like, we're gonna try it. Next up, we have The Dark Divine by Brie Despain, I think it is. And this one sounded interesting because it says true love's first kill. Daniel looked up at me. His dark eyes searched my face. There was something different about those two familiar eyes. Maybe it was the way the orange light from the street lamp illuminated his pupils. Maybe it was the way he stared without blinking. His eyes made him look hungry. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It says, a book that had everything I wanted, a bad boy, a complicated romance, and a mystery that made my heart beat in double time right up to the last page. Darkly comic and surprising, and that's said by Becca Fitzpatrick, who is the author of Hush Hush, which is on my reading list. I haven't gotten to it yet, but just the fact that you have bad boy, complicated romance, and mystery, I'm kind of like, once again, $1.99. I was like, I'm in, and I felt like a lot of these, because they had that thriller suspense aspect, could fulfill, you know, a lot of those prompts, because I don't usually have a lot of thrillers or suspense or horror books. I try to keep them around for, you know, reading prompts or for Spoopy Hall when she hosts her Spoopathon in October, or I know she did the Spoopathon week-long camp in August. So just in case she does that again, I need to have a few in my stock to be able to do that. The last book that I picked up wasn't $1.99, it was $4.99, but it's been on my list, and that is Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. I haven't read Alice Hoffman yet, but I know she is the writer of Practical Magic, and I loved that movie when I was younger. I thought it was really great. So being the way that I am, I need to read things in chronological order, and this is the first book before Practical Magic. So I picked it up, discounted price. We will see how that goes. And that is basically it. I know it was like a small little mini haul, not a huge number of books, but some pretty decent picks in my opinion. And I will be curious to see how they go. But yeah, were there any in here that you guys read that I should prioritize? Are there some that you've heard of that might be similar? Or maybe you've read something by the author and you want to recommend a different book by that author? Leave it in the comments below. Always looking to add to my TBR. And I hope you guys are doing well. What are you guys reading? Let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.